Hey guys, so this is an updated task guide for urban medicine. For this task, you do have to locate the chemical lab on Streets of Tarkov and then obtain the container with drug samples and then survive an extract and hand it over to the therapist. So here's a map of streets, and the reason for this updated video is because with patch 13.5, BSG thought that it was a great idea to add mines around 90% of the Lexos compound, so now they only left us with 2 choke points to get into and out of the Lexos dealership compound. So on this map, I do have the 2 areas where we can enter into the Lexos area, as well as most of the mine locations marked as well. I will be showing you guys both the entrances and also around the front of the compound in this video, just so that you guys can safely maneuver around and not get blown up or jump scared by the mines. So I am here in Streets at the Convoy just outside of Lexos, and then this is where the Pinewood Hotel is, and then the Collapse Screen PMC extract is right here, and then this is the Lexos building where we do have to get behind and into the garage in order to get this task done. So you used to be able to just run into the compound from whatever way that you wanted to, and basically now there are mines all over this front entrance part, so now you cannot enter through here. Even though there is a corner entryway that's not blocked off like the others, you still cannot walk through here, you will get blown up. So we're going to head around to the right. We're going to give ourselves some breathing room from the mines by going around this tank, and then we are going to be approaching this first entry point. So now as you approach this first entry point, then you will have 2 explosions, as one of the mines on each side will blow up. However, they do blow up while you are quite far away, and I think that BSG added that in as a troll. However, as you do look around the corner, then there is now an MG that will be staring at this doorway, and it can have one of Kaban's guards on it. And then as you enter into the compound, then up on the top right roof, then there can also be some sniper guards that do spawn up there as well if Kaban is here. So it isn't necessarily a bad idea to go into the connex that is on your immediate left as soon as you enter in through this doorway. However, honestly, if Kaban is there, I would probably just reset and then try and come back here in another raid, unless you're kitted to deal with him and his guards, and then also all the rest of the lobby pushing you once they hear all the noise that him and his guards are making, firing their unsuppressed weapons at you. So just to show you guys from this route, the garage is going to be right past this MG here on the right hand side. You will see a car that's crashed into the garage. And then I am also going to show you guys that you can still walk into the actual Lexos dealership on the bottom floor and then move relatively closely to the front doors. However, just don't get too close to the outer walls, and definitely do not exit from this corner open spot that I've already showed you guys. As I said earlier, you will get blown up. So I am going to leave out the same way that we came in so that I can rotate around Lexos and show you guys the other side as well. So as we cross around the front of Lexos, then you will see all of these Russian signs. That is apparently a translation for mines, and basically I always make sure to stay outside of these signs, and I haven't been blown up yet, so if you do follow the path that I am taking, then you should be safe. So as we come over to the other side, then I will show you guys a couple of landmarks. So this is where the statue is, and then just past that is where the large cinema is, and then this is where the car extract is located. So as we turn to our right, then you will see the big Concordia building, and then more to the right is going to be where the toll boom arm is located, and then this is going to be the second entrance that we can use to get into this compound. Now, you did used to be able to jump past this toll booth. However, with the recent update, they did add a chain link fence in front of that to block it off. So now this entryway to the compound is much riskier, since you are forced to take a left-hand peek. And then now you do have 2 MGs that are facing towards this doorway as well. One is going to be up on the connex, and then the other one is going to be on the ground just to the left of it in front of the garage. And of course, there are also some mines located on this side as well on the outside of the compound, but they did hide the sign a little bit behind this grass, so it is quite difficult to see it if you're not really paying attention, so just be aware of that. And basically you can cross from this end of the compound to the other end if you are going to the Big Sparger grocery store, the Concordia buildings, or the crash site extract. You just have to make sure that you pass via the far left of the road or the sidewalk that is on the left side. And I will show you guys a threshold that I do use to pass by this area. And if you do want a more in-depth video on the mines, I do have one on my channel that will go over the pass behind this area also. So now heading into the compound from this side, you can see the MGs really limit your ability to use this entrance, especially if Kaban is here. You basically need to throw a grenade in and push them off the guns. Otherwise, you will be mowed down immediately upon entering. And as we get close to the MGs, then there is also an area further left where the motorcycle is for the task Harley Forever. And in front of this motorcycle, there is a break in the fence there. However, it is a trap, and I think a troll by BSG. Basically, do not use this because you will be leaving into a minefield and you will be blown up. You essentially have got to go out either one of the 2 locations that I did just show you guys just to be safe. And so moving just past the MGs here that I did show you on the left hand side is the location of the garage where the task item is. And just that you guys know, the 2 locations that Kaban typically does spawn at are going to be mostly inside the bottom floor of the Lexos building, also inside the building closest to the Big Sparger grocery store on the first floor. And now to get into the lab, you can just run up to the garage and then go prone, or you can actually crouch walk through the left side of the garage. But I found that sometimes my PMC would end up getting stuck doing that, so I always just use the prone way. Once you get inside of the lab, there are 10 potential spawns for the drug samples, and I will post a picture of what each one of them all look like when the task is active. So the first one will be underneath the head of the first stretcher on the floor on the left hand side as soon as you enter into the lab, and then the second, third, and fourth spawns are all in the cabinet that's right next to the first stretcher on the right hand side. One is on the top shelf right in the center on top of the containers there. The next one is in the bottom shelf on the right hand corner of it, and then the last of the 3 spawns is just on the right of the cabinet underneath the corpse on the ground. The 5th spawn is going to be a little bit further into the room, just to the left of the next cabinet on the ground in between the cabinet and the red beam. The 6th spawn is going to be towards the back of the room underneath the trolley on the floor. The 7th and 8th spawns are actually going to be underneath the stretcher that is just to the right of that trolley, so basically at the back right of the room. And one of the spawns is going to be just behind the red organ transport box that's at the foot of the stretcher on the ground. And then the other spawn is going to be on the right side of the stretcher on the floor at basically the center area of the stretcher. And the 9th and final spawns are going to be at the very back right corner of the room in amongst all of the boxes. One of the spawns will be in between the orange and black box at the very front of it. And then the final spawn will be behind all of the boxes and in the corner of that door that doesn't open. Once you do find the drug samples, then you do have to survive an extract with them in order to hand them over to therapists to complete this task. If you do happen to die in between finding these samples and extracting, then you will have to come back to retry the task. And another important thing to note is that this is a very high traffic area for PMCs as well as player scavs, so just be aware that you do have a higher chance than normal of running into players and getting into fights here. And there is always the chance that Kaban and his guards can spawn here, and even though I have mentioned it several times, the mines are easy to forget about, especially in the heat of a battle, but just remember the areas that I have shown you guys and then you should be fine. So hopefully you guys found this guide useful and the pictures did help you to be able to complete this task. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching this video, and if you're still here at the end, I definitely appreciate you, and have a fantastic rest of your day. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is just a couple of my different social links in case you guys wanted to connect more easily. I am primarily streaming on Twitch now multiple nights a week, so if you do want to connect with me or my community, that would probably be the easiest way to do so. And if you do come over to the Twitch and you want to join the Discord community, then just type !Discord or cord in the chat in order to get an invite link. And if you don't use Twitch, then I do have a link in the picture as well as a link below in the description. And we are growing and currently have an active and welcoming community with people of all experience and skill levels, so there will always be someone who could help to answer any questions that you may have. As always, thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching the video, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.